Okie dokie.
Please drive to highlighted route.
I will drive to the highlighted route. So, great load there. Fair play. When we eventually got to the right place, I was parked just round the corner, so it wasn't a million miles away, but they were waiting for a reference number and this, that and the other. But anyway, we're sorted now. Lovely load. So last time I was down here, you may have seen on my Facebook post, I loaded just round the corner actually from here, only about turn right out of here and go maybe half a mile. That's where I loaded. And funny enough, Captain Slow was down and loaded. Well, he loaded. He was there about 3 or 4 hours after me, but he loaded the day after because they were shut or closing by the time he got there. Anyway, I got here last night and just parked up at this place that we'll pass as we're leaving now, which is the main site, but unfortunately it wasn't the correct site. But as I say, it was only 2 minutes away. Nice little bar there and restaurant. I don't think it's open all the time. The top speed of this Scania, this new Scania, is slightly down on my last one, but the pulling power is absolutely amazing. Honestly, it just, when you put your foot down, it just accelerates away. It's incredible amount of power compared to the last one, and I thought the last one was good. The last one was the 540, but this thing just pulls and pulls. Yeah, I parked just where that green Iveco is. I parked there last night, which was nice and quiet, off the road, in a parking space specifically marked for lorries. So, that was all good.
In 3/4 of a mile,
And old matey boy sorted me out this morning. I've had a couple of coffees from their fantastic coffee machine. Honestly, probably the best vending coffee machine I've ever had coffee from. So good I had a second one. So yeah, like I said, I'm just going to crack on today, do as many miles as we can. Hopefully I'll be up north of Bologna. I'm hoping I don't catch that at tea time traffic, so I can get through that and out the way. And then it'll be another big day tomorrow. Depending on what I do today, it'll either be a 9-hour drive today and a 10 tomorrow, or the other way around. This run going back now is normally beautiful, but it is slightly misty this morning, so you may not see it in all its glory, but it is normally beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Anyway, we'll catch you in a bit. I'm sure I've shown you this view before, but it's still worth it looking at again. It's absolutely stunning. We're on this high viaduct here, and it is high. Well, there's a train line right down in the bottom there that's cut right through that mountain. Blimey neck. Wow, that's incredible. Look at that though. Mountains in the valley, and the clouds in the valley. God, it's stunning. Sure, last time I came over it was sunnier, but then again the sun would have driven the clouds away, so you're seeing a different aspect of it. Engine and gearbox, the exhaust brake, as opposed to the engine brake, which is the same thing. Well, similar thing. The exhaust brake and the gearbox retarder work an absolute dream on this truck, as they did on the last truck. So it's obviously a Scania trait, but they don't half save your brakes. I've got it on the second notch of I think it's 5, and it just slows everything down and keeps everything in check without having to touch your brakes. In the old days, you'd have had to be down to 20 mile an hour coming down here because the drum brakes would have overheated that much. You'd have no stopping power left by the time you got to the bottom. If you were lucky, you'll have had a trailer brake on, so you could use the trailer brake only to keep everything in check and save the main brakes for when you really needed them. Well, good afternoon. No, it's still morning. Just thought I'd let you know. We're stuck in this tunnel because there's been some sort of bump by the looks of it. But hopefully we won't be too long. Good afternoon! Here we are, coming into Bologna, and we've already passed where they were queuing on the way in last time. He's travelling along here, look, at 70 mile an hour with his hazard lights on, which is why I was dawdling in the middle lane. Forgive me, do. Yeah, we've avoided so far the queues that we saw on the way in as we were going out, if you know what I mean, the other day. So far, so good. However, it can still get snarled up further around here. So I'm going to try and move out for this fella again, in the hope that he does know what he's doing. Though why he's travelling so fast with his hazard lights on and then accelerating when I do try and overtake him, I don't know. Yeah, so as I say, here we are in Bologna. Hopefully we'll get through here pretty sharpish. It's 3:45 UK, so 3:45 local time. Hopefully not many of the offices, if any, will be kicking out that early. So I should be through here pretty sharpish. Out the other side, and then at Piacenza we'll branch off westward to the left and across towards Alessandria and Turin. I still haven't worked out where I'm going to stop tonight because I've got 3 hours and just over 3 hours on a 9-hour drive, just over 4 hours on a 10. So we shall see when we get through here. You could lose nothing or you could lose an hour, but we'll see how we go on getting through here, and then at some stage I'll have a look where I can get to in my time and decide then whether it's going to be a 9 or a 10. Evening all. We're 70 miles from Turin, and I've got 25 minutes before I need a break, and then I can do another hour and 10 minutes. So I've got a total of an hour and 35 to do 67 miles. So hopefully, all being well, and there being no delays, I'll be able to make it to the Interporto in Turin for the night, get parked up, may get something to eat. I'm not that hungry because I had a lovely lasagna for lunch, and then just a 9 off tonight, kick off early in the morning for a couple of reasons. One, to get through the Frejus tunnel and get sorted as soon as I can, and secondly, because I've got to be parked up by 10 AM on Saturday. The earlier I finish tomorrow means the earlier I can start on Saturday, and therefore I'll have, because I've got plenty of driving time, the earlier I can start on Saturday, which will mean that I got more time to drive, if you get me, on Saturday. So if I started at 6 o'clock on Saturday, I'd only have 4 hours. If I started at 3 I'd have 7 hours, obviously with a break and all that, but you get the gist of it. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you where we were and give you an update before it gets too dark to see anything, because the night's drawing in now. So I'll probably show you where I end up getting parked tonight, and that'll be about it. Good morning, one and all. I can't remember whether I showed you last night, but I managed to get into the Interporto at Turin. I had to double park alongside somebody, but it is what it is. He was facing one way, so I faced the other, so my fridge wouldn't keep him awake during the night, which is only fair. And we've run up this morning to the Frejus tunnel, where we are now. Just waiting to go through the scanner and then pay for the toll and get through. If I can get in front of him, that'll be good, because I've had to follow him up with his fog lights on all the way, shining in my eyes for no reason, no fog about or nothing. Anyway, there won't be a great deal to see inside the tunnel. You've seen it before, so I'll pick you up the other side. Hopefully it'll be a bit lighter. It's just coming up to 6 o'clock. Before we went into the tunnel on the Italian side, the temperature was showing on the dash as 15 degrees. And in the tunnel it went up to 26, and it's instantly dropped back down now to 17. Excuse me, and it's probably going to drop a bit more when it settles back down. But it looks like we caught it at a good time, because the queue, the other side, as you can see, is building up rapidly. We had next to nothing. A couple of trucks in front of me, that's all, on the Italian side. Welcome back. That went well. It took us 4 hours and 27 minutes to get to the services, Shell services, north of Lyon. So that's from Turin up through the tunnel, up across into France, round Lyon and out the other side. So we had a really good run. As I say, 4 hours 27 minutes. So I pulled up there, went and got a bite to eat and a drink, then got a coffee, then filled up with fuel and AdBlue, topped up my water carrier for the cab. So everything done and dusted. Then set off. I've got 402 miles left. I'm probably going to do, well, I'd like to do 200 of that today just to round it off. That'll leave me 4 hours then to do tomorrow. I haven't decided where to stop yet, but I'm going to be somewhere early. So I don't need anything. I don't think I do. No, I don't. I've got tea. I've got tea in the fridge and various other bits and pieces, so I'm all right. So I'm not necessarily going to search out for a routier or a truck stop, and I'm likely to be parking up and having time off, and then just go in early doors in the morning to get up to Ardui and drop this trailer and commence my rest period. But we're 4 hours away from making it. Well, 4 hours left, so I've got 3.5 hours away from making a decision yet, and I'll show you where we end up when we end up there. Well, good afternoon, folks. As you can see, it's beautiful outside. It's 22 degrees. The sun is shining. We're travelling up through rural France. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've got 30 minutes left before my second 4.5 hour stint. I've only got 32 minutes on a 9-hour day because I did 4:27 on the first, obviously. And I've just passed a sign back there saying 20 k's or 12 miles from the big at Somu, where I sometimes stop for fuel. You'll have been in with me. It's a huge lorry park. So I'm going to pull in there, call that it for the day. Should be there in about, I don't know, 15 minutes, which will leave me 14 minutes on this shift and only 17 on the day, so I'm not going anywhere from there. I can do a 9 off tonight if needs be, so I could start again at just after midnight, and I'm probably 4 hours away from my my delivery point up in Belgium. Maybe just over 4 hours, but I would think I'd do it in a 4.5 hour shift, which will save me needing a break. Now I may do that and get there early and have a couple hours in bed because I'm going on to a rest period anyway. But I'll show you the Air de Somu when we get there. Like I say, it'll probably be about 10 or 12 minutes now. And there's normally plenty of parking space at this time of day, but it busies up at night. So much so that sometimes when you wake up, you pull the curtains back and there's somebody parked across ways that prevents you from getting out, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to pick myself a good spot so I don't have to bother shunting and waking people up and all the rest of it. One time I was there and I had to back out. Luckily there was a guy just coming in, a Spanish guy. He was just coming in looking for a space, and he said, sort of between us, "Are you going?" So I said, yeah. He said, "I'll watch you back and then you watch me in." It was that tight, but yeah, that's what we did. But as I say, I'll show you that when we get there in a couple of minutes. Well, here we are coming into Somu, and the sat-nav has just clicked over to 200 miles to my destination, which is good now. But you'll see the size on this place in a minute when we get in here.
Keep right toward Vitry-le-François.
They conveniently don't
Take the slip road ahead, then enter the roundabout.
AdBlue at the pumps here. They keep running out. In fact, they've got covers on all the diesel pumps as well, so it's a good job I wasn't relying on that. God almighty, I don't know how Shell get away with it. They won't take into task over that. It's such a popular site. There's loads of lorries, as you'll see when we get over this brow here and down into the car park. It'll be absolutely packed. Look at it. It's full of trucks. Most of them will be wanting fuel.
In a quarter of a mile, take the slip road ahead,
I was
then
going to
keep
say
right.
they conveniently don't fill up the AdBlue, so that you have to buy barrels for an extortionate amount from the shop.
You are going the wrong way down the street.
But yeah, it looks like they've run out of. They've even got the fuel pumps covered now, which is very poor, isn't it?
Take the slip road ahead, then
No,
keep
then.
right.
I want to get in a good spot here because I don't want to get jammed in. So I could. See, the problem is, wherever you park, they park opposite. saying is they'll pull across the backs of them across from me now. So when you go to move tomorrow morning, you can't get out because there's a blooming truck parked across here. So I think what I'll do is if I sling it in here. Nobody should park opposite me. Right, that's us. Hopefully nobody will go there, opposite. And then I'll be able to get out alright. That's the plan. Yeah, we'll risk it. Stop here. Right. Good night all. Morning all, it's an early one. Just to let you know, we obviously weren't blocked in. A few of the guys next to me were, but maybe he checked with them and they weren't leaving at the weekend or whatever. So we've probably about 4 hours up to our destination. Not a great deal to say at the moment. It is just gone midnight, pitch black. So when it lightens up, I'll show you something.